Happy Monday there. We are going to move on to the second PowerPoint, Chapter 7 today, talking about the labor force. So we'll go ahead and get through the first half of this today and the second half tomorrow. Alright, so labor force. We've seen and we know from the last PowerPoint that our population rate is growing, and because of that, the labor force is also growing. What the labor force is it's including the people that are age 16 or over that are available for work, and this is whether they're employed or unemployed. So it's basically just the people that are able to work or seeking a job or have a job at this point in time. So people actively looking for work would be included in that labor force as well. So that'd be the unemployed people that actively want a job. We would consider them in that category. The people that do not fit into that category would be a full-time student, so someone that's dedicating their time just to graduate a certain program. A full-time homemaker, which is kind of an antiquated term. Okay, basically just means a mom or dad that is not going to work and their time is going to be spent taking care of kids or a house or other chores like that. And then retirees are not a part of the labor force either, as they have kind of had their time to work and are now done working for the remainder of their life. Okay, we want to calculate, use the labor force in the adult population to calculate something known as labor participation, which is essentially just the percentage of people that are actually participating in work. So it's calculated by dividing the labor force by the adult population, and that gives us labor participation. So labor force are those people that are working. Adult population is basically everyone that's of a working age, and we can find our labor participation. So this adult population here would include those people that are not working. Basically just any adult person would fall into this category. So then we can figure out what type of percentage of people are participating in the labor force. So here's a trend that we've seen. The orange here shows that population is increasing over time, slowly. Well, the labor force participation rate is actually decreasing slightly. One of the reasons for that is that those baby boomers that we discussed are starting to retire. So that's lowering the number of people actually working, even though our population itself is slowly growing. All right, the overall labor participation rate is usually around 65%. It is seen as being higher for men than women, although that is a trend that's changing. Not to be stereotypical in any way, but if you go back into the history of the United States, there was a point in time where women typically did not work a full-time career, and that trend has just simply changed over time. And that's kind of evened the gap or made it closer to being even of how many men and women are in the workforce. Okay, so that's kind of what this talks about here. We start to see that point where here's the separation between men and women working, and that trend, the red line here, shows that women have continued to increase, or the number of women working and pursuing careers has increased over time. All right, the job market, basically what jobs are available to people that are looking for jobs. So job market is influenced by changes in our economy. As our economy is stronger, more jobs are available. So right now, what we're seeing as a trend in the United States is that jobs are disappearing. Okay, certain businesses are closed temporarily, and therefore some people are out of work because of it, or their jobs are impacted by it. So that's a real life example now of a fluctuation in our economy affecting the number of jobs that are available. One strength that we have in America is that we have the entrepreneurial culture, which means that people are creating jobs themselves. So we have many people that are creating their own businesses and then through that employing others. And so jobs pop up, new jobs pop up all the time. Okay, these new jobs that we see, we're transitioning away from the manufacturing in the United States as that number has declined drastically in the last several decades. But now where we are filling jobs is in the service industry. So basically any job where you provide a service that someone else can't do or don't want to do themselves. All right, final slide here is technology. Technology is increasing every single year, and jobs are requiring people to understand technology and change with technology. So as people are going to college or are in a career now, they're getting trained to try and handle this technology. An example, new jobs are definitely being created in the technology field, but what we're seeing a lot too is traditional job being changed slightly by technology. So an example would be a bank teller, same job that's been around for almost 100 years probably, but now technology allows them to track things differently and their job looks differently because of technology. So what I want you to do, just answer this question for me, and that is, how do you calculate labor participation? Talk to you tomorrow.